Alright, so we're ready to start on 107. So we were working chapters 1, sections 7 through 8, and chapters 9, sections 1 through 3. This is the review for that, starting with problem number 107. Alright, problem number 107 says 2 over x plus 1 is less than or equal to 3 times x minus 1. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. I have to take a look at this and decide that from here, from that little bit right there, x can't be equal to negative 1, and from that point right there, x can't be equal to 1. So I know I've got negative 1 and 1 as special numbers. Now I take my problem I had before, 2 over x plus 1 is, and set it equal 3x minus 1. Alright? And I solve it. So I can cross multiply. So I'll get 2 times x minus 1 is equal to 3 times x plus 1, which gives me 2x minus 2. Two x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 3. And so that tells me x is equal to negative 5. So that's my other point. So if I go on a number line, which is what I want to do next, I want to take it and I want to put it on a number line. I know I've got negative 5, negative 1, 1. Now I know it's a bracket or closed at x is equal to 5 because it's got that and that. And I know the ones that are open are from here. Alright. So I know what those signs are going to be. So we need to test. So let's pick some points. In particular, we'll try something over here, something there, something there, something there. So I'm going to make a little chart. So I'll do negative 10, negative 2, 0, and positive 10. Alright, so if I plug in negative 10, I'm checking to see if I have what? Checking to see if I have 2 over negative 10 plus 1 is less than or equal to 3 over negative 10 minus 1. Alright, so that's, we can check that here. That is 2 divided by negative 9. 2 divided by negative 9. Oops, not subtract. 2 divided by negative 9. And I've got 3 divided by negative 11. Okay, so which one of those is smaller? Is the left smaller? Is that one there? Okay. Which one's smaller? Is that one smaller than that one? Okay, the smaller one is the one furthest away from 0, so negative 0.2727 is the smaller one, so my first statement is false. Okay, check this one. 2 over negative 2 plus 1 is less than or equal to 3 over negative 2 minus 1. Alright, that is saying the same thing as negative 2 is less than or equal to negative 1. That is true. Check 0. I get 2 over 1 is less than or equal to 3 over negative 1, which is the same thing as 2 is less than or equal to negative 3. That is false. Check 10. 2 over 10 plus 1 is less than or equal to 3 over 10 minus 1. And so that says 2/11 is less than or equal to 3/9, and that is true. Okay, so we are false, true, false, true. So if we're going to shade it, we're going to have to do false, So it is true between -5 and 1, and so we know it's a bracket here, parentheses there, parentheses there, up there, and in between here. And so my interval is -5 to -1, union 1 to positive infinity. Okay, that's 107. Let's check out 109. 109. Right, 109 says P dollars invested at an interest rate annually increases to an amount of A is equal to P times 1 plus R squared in 2 years. An investment of $5,000, so P is equal to $5,000, okay, is to increase to an amount greater, so we want A to be greater than 5,500, okay, in 2 years. What is the interest rate? That's what we're trying to find R. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug in, and I know I want A for 5,500. I know I want my actual interest to be greater than that. So we got to solve. So the first thing I do is I divide 5,500 divided by 5,000. Okay, easy enough. 1.1, okay, is less than 1 plus R squared. Then I can square that. So let's do that. Let's square that, which is 1.21. 1.21 is less than 1 plus R, and subtract 1, so 0.21 R, so R must be greater than 21%. Okay, that's 109. That's the end of chapter, so that's the end of 1.8. So let's start with the next bit, which is (9.1), number 3. Right. First one, number 1. We got x plus y is equal to 2. X minus y is equal to 0. Solve the system by method of substitution. Okay, so method of substitution says I need to take one equation, rewrite it in terms of the other. It says x is equal to y. Take that y, plug it in there, and so I get y plus y is equal to 2. 2y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 1. And if y is equal to 1, x is equal to 1. My solution is 1, 1. Right, for number 2, number 3, we get 4x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. We get 8x plus y minus 17 is equal to 0. Alright, so we'll get in substitution. So I'm going to take that top equation, and I'm just going to move the y to the other side. Then take this thing right here and put it right here. So I end up with 8x plus 4x minus 1 minus 18 is equal to 0. 12x minus 18 is equal to 0. 12x is equal to 18. X is equal to 3/2. If x is equal to 3/2, I come over here and I say 4 times 3/2 minus 1 is equal to y. I got that from this equation up here. Alright, so that is 6 minus 1 is equal to y. 5 is equal to y, so my solution is 3/2 5. Alright, let's look at next one, number 5. Number 5 says 0.5 x plus y is equal to 0.75. It also tells us that 1.25 x minus 4.5 y is equal to negative 2.5. Okay, so again, substitution. Easiest thing would be to take this first one, and we use substitution there. So typically y is equal to 0.75 minus 0.5x. So take that right there, plug it in there. So I've got 1.25x minus 4.5 times 0.75 minus 0.5x equals negative 2.5. Alright, so I do that multiplication there. I've got 1.25x, and then I've got 4.5 times 7.75, so 4.5 times 0.75, that equals 3.375. And 0.5 times negative 4.5 is positive 2.25x is equal to negative 2.5. Okay, so I take negative 2.5 and I add 3.375 to it. So I get 0.875 on the right. I get 3.5x on the left. So I divide my previous one by 3.5 and I get 0.25. X is equal to 0.25 or 1/4. Okay, so I go and I know y is equal to 0.75 minus 0.5 minus 0.5 times 0.25. Okay, that's 0.75 minus 0.125. Okay, and 0.75 minus 0.75 minus 0.125 is equal to 0.625. Okay, so my solution is 0.25, 0.625. Alright, so we'll stop this here and we'll pick up with it on the next video on number 9.